News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. The United Nations expressed deep concern on Tuesday over an Israeli evacuation order for a large swathe of the southern Gaza Strip, which it said affects tens of thousands of civilians. Steph Dujarric, spokesperson for UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, told reporters that the order for evacuation of 117 square kilometers in Khan Yunis and Rafah governorates applies to about a third of the Gaza Strip, making it the largest such order since October when residents were ordered to evacuate northern Gaza. The UN agency that assists Palestinian refugees, UNRWA, estimates that nearly 250,000 people may have resided in the areas under the order at the time it was issued. Dujarric said people in those areas are left with the impossible choice of having to relocate again to areas that have barely any spaces or services, or staying where they know fighting will take place. He said the new evacuation order covers an area with more than 90 schools, most of which are housing the displaced, as well as 4 medical points. Israeli forces carried out attacks in the southern Gaza Strip on Tuesday, with Palestinian health officials saying at least 8 people were killed. The attacks included bombardments of Khan Yunis a day after Israel issued its latest evacuation order to Palestinians in the city. Israel's military said it carried out airstrikes overnight in an area of Khan Yunis where militants had fired 20 rockets toward Israeli settlements.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, United States President Joe Biden criticized a Supreme Court ruling that granted presidents broad immunity from prosecution for official acts conducted while in office in a case involving former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Biden vowed to continue to respect the limits of presidential power, but warned that future presidents may not. The president said the ruling was the latest in a series of attacks in recent years on a wide range of long-established legal principles in their nation by the court, citing rulings against abortion rights and civil rights era voting laws among decisions that undermine the rule of law in this nation. The Supreme Court said that while Trump had immunity for official acts while in office, there was no immunity for unofficial acts. The top U.S. court left it up to lower courts to decide under which instances Trump could be prosecuted. The 6-3 ruling on the last day of the court's current term all but guarantees that Trump will not be tried in the case before the November 5 election, in which he is the presumptive Republican presidential nominee to face Biden in a 2020 rematch. Trump has denied any wrongdoing linked to the outcome of the 2020 election, but has long falsely claimed that voting and vote counting irregularities cost him another 4-year term in the White House. If he loses the November election, he could soon afterward face trial in the case linked to the 2020 election, but if he wins, he could direct his Attorney General, the country's top prosecutor, to drop the case.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, Philippine Ambassador to Sweden Maria Lumen B. Isleta hosted a roundtable discussion entitled Philippine Studies in Sweden, current initiatives and future directions at the Philippine Embassy in Stockholm, Sweden. The event was carried out in collaboration with Dr. Ariel Lopez of the Asian Center of UP Diliman and a visiting researcher at Linnaeus University in Vikwa, Sweden. The objective of the roundtable discussion is to share their views and opinions on the level of knowledge that Swedes and other foreigners have with respect to the Philippines and discuss ways and activities to further enrich Philippine-Sweden relations through the promotion of trade, tourism, as well as productive collaborations on Philippine studies in Sweden. During her welcome remarks, Ambassador Isleta highlighted the activities of the embassy in exploring cooperation in higher education, including through meetings with the University of Umeå, Luleå University of Technology, Chalmers University of Technology, and the University of Gothenburg. She also noted the increasing number of Philippine students in Sweden, particularly those able to secure scholarships through the Swedish Institute, as well as those who attend the World Maritime University, a UN institution in Malmo.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.